Hello and welcome to the stream. I am AJ. Welcome to Monitor the Situation, and we have quite a lot to catch up on. We've got just in terms of news that's happening right now. We have President Trump tweeting. He's tweeting at the Pope. We all saw him tweet at Alex Jones. Now he's tweeting at the Pope, and then he tweeted a picture of himself as Jesus, I believe. So we will look into that shortly. And then right now, I'm just double checking that we're live successfully on YouTube, and it looks like we're golden there. So just some things to catch up on. We had the talks for this peace on the Iran war, the Strait of Hormuz. It looks like those talks did not work. They fell apart. Reports are that Bibi called Vance, Vice President Vance, uh, and then that the talks pretty basically crumbled after that. So the Kushner Witkoff delegation is coming back to America with no agreement. Apparently, Iran demanded full sanctions relief. So we'll get into that for a little bit. We'll look at the X reaction there, see what's going on. We'll try to investigate, see what we can hear about, what credible sources we can dig up on Netanyahu having this call with JD Vance. I wonder who reported that. And Kushner too, when the statement came out, he was smiling. So a lot of people were looking into that, saying that he was very happy about the failure of the tax. So we'll take a little look into that. I believe there was an article also about the U.S. deploying drone minesweepers into the Strait of Hormuz. We had that a report that two ships had crossed the Strait of Hormuz yesterday, two American ones. So we're going to look into that. I believe President Trump said that the U.S. will be blockading the Strait of Hormuz beginning at Mountain Time, 1400 hours tomorrow, which I believe is 10 o'clock Eastern, about 7 a.m. Pacific. So in about 10 to 12 hours, Trump said that the blockade will begin there. So there's going to be no Iranian oil coming out of there, or at least no one coming out without the US's approval. So that should be interesting. Alex Jones was on today, or was it yesterday? I know he was on yesterday on Saturday. And then I believe today, I don't know, I listened to his podcast, but point is, he doubled down and he basically said it was yesterday's show, yesterday's transmission, as he calls it. So yesterday he came out, he doubled down on saying that the Melania coming out to speak on what was that Thursday, I believe, Thursday or Friday, that was basically her saying I'm out. Her kind of cutting ties with Trump. And he says that he has sources that go back 5 to 7 years saying that they are officially basically not together anymore. They're only together essentially because he is president. So we will play some audio, potentially video. I think I can find it of that today. So that's huge. What Trump's doing right now, we're going to head over to True Social because he's tweeting up a storm. So let's just kind of get started with President Trump's latest, and it's going to be basically what he's saying on True Social. Let's refresh here. Let me cut that. Okay. So make sure you guys can see. Perfect. Screens look good. All right. So we're going to go through President Trump's latest, I was going to call them tweets, but I mean, they're tweets, right? We still call them tweets, even though they're not tweets anymore. They're X's, posts. So we'll go through President Trump's post. Then we'll hop back over to Twitter Truth Social is just kind of not cut out well for video and stuff like that. So this is probably the most important one, but I think we're going to get into kind of Trump's mental state when he's posting pictures of himself as Jesus Christ, that and criticizing the Catholic Pope. So, or the Pope, I should just say, not the Catholic Pope. He is Catholic. Anyways, this is 11 hours ago. Iran promised to open the Strait of Hormuz, and they knowingly failed to do so. This caused anxiety, dislocation, pain, many people in countries around the world. They say they put mines in the water, even though all of their navy and most of their mine droppers have been completely blown up. They may have done so, but what ship owner would want to take that chance? There's great dishonor and permanent harm to the reputation of Iran and what's left of their leaders. Quote, but we are far beyond that. As they promised, they better begin the process of getting this international waterway open and fast. Every law in the book is being violated by them. Man, there's just so much in this tweet or this post. I have been fully debriefed by President Vance, Special Envoy Witkoff, and Kushner on meeting that took place in Islamabad through the kind of very competent leadership of Field Marshal Asim Munir and Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif of Pakistan. They are extraordinary men, and we continuously thank me for saving 30 to 50 million lives in what would have been a horrendous war with India. I always appreciate hearing that. The amount of humanity spoken of is incomprehensible. So Trump doesn't skip a beat, right? So now he says he's been fully briefed. He blames Iran, saying that they're the ones that are breaking every international law by blocking the strait, that every humanity is suffering. And then he did thank very, I thought he did a very good job of thanking the Pakistan field marshal and the prime minister. By all accounts, they're performing very well and trying to foster some peace here, which is kind of surprising. There's also a lot about Pakistan. I believe they refused Israeli reporters and stuff like that. So should be interesting. And they've made some threats towards Israel, basically, that we can look into as well. So, but Trump didn't cease to mention what at any point when he can that he is responsible for being a president of peace, right? He's saying that he stopped the India-Pakistan war, so he's giving himself credit, even while basically saying he's going to restart this war with Iran. Bonkers. The meeting with Iran began early in the morning, lasted throughout the night, close to 20 hours. I could go into great detail and talk about uh, much that has gotten, but there's only one thing that matters. Iran is unwilling to give up its nuclear ambitions. In many ways, the points were agreed to are better than us continuing our military operations to conclusion, but all the points don't matter compared to allowing nuclear power in the hands of such volatile, difficult, unpredictable people. My three representatives, as time went by, became not surprisingly very friendly and respectful of Iran's representatives, Mohammed, Abbas, and Ali Bagheri. But doesn't matter because they are very unyielding to the most important issue. Iran will never have a nuclear weapon. So there you have it. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not effective immediately. The United States Navy, its finest ships in the world, will begin the process of blockading any and all ships trying to enter or leave the strait. At some point, we will reach an all being allowed to go in, all being allowed to go out basis, but Iran has not allowed that to happen by merely saying there may be a mine out there somewhere that nobody knows about. This is world extortion. The leaders of countries, especially the United States of America, have never been extorted. I've instructed our military to seek. Okay. All right, let's just keep reading. Sorry, I didn't realize his tweets are so long. Anyways, I have also instructed our Navy to seek and interdict every vessel in international waters that has paid a toll to Iran. No one who pays an illegal toll will have safe passage on the high seas. We will also begin destroying the mines the Iranians laid in the straits. Any Iranian who fires at us or at peaceful vessels will be blown to hell. Iran knows better than anyone how to end the situation, which has already devastated their country. Their navy is gone, air force is gone, anti-aircraft radar useless, Khamenei, most of their leaders dead, all because of nuclear ambition. Blockade will begin shortly. Others involved with this blockade, other countries will be involved. That's big. He's saying others will be involved in the blockade. The blockade will begin shortly. I mentioned it's going to happen in about 11 hours is when it's set to kick off. As of now, the blockade will begin shortly. Other countries will be involved. Iran will not be allowed to profit off this illegal act of extortion. They want money. More importantly, they want nuclear. Additionally, at an appropriate moment, they are fully locked and loaded. So Trump's response is we are locked and loaded. Talks went well, but no progress on nuclear. So that's kind of his summary from straight from the horse's mouth.
For decades, the U.S. has funded around 65% of NATO's bills, and we bailed them out during myriad military conflicts. For decades, the U.S. has funded around 65% of NATO's bills, and we bailed them out during myriad military conflict. But when we started Operation Epic Fury, our allies dropped us like a bad date, and the president is not happy about it.
Putin's not afraid of NATO. Putin's afraid of us, very afraid of us. And he's explained it to me a lot of times. I got to know him very well. I know him very well. NATO's a paper tiger. NATO is us. And when we needed them, but we didn't need them, by the way. We didn't need them, obviously, because they haven't helped at all. Just the opposite. They've actually gone out of their way not to help. They didn't even want
Just say it. NATO sucks.
to give us landing strips. Think of it. And it's not just
Landing
NATO.
strips.
You know who else
That
didn't help
sounds-
us?
No, who else
I like
didn't help
landing
us?
strips.
South Korea didn't help us.
Oh, nice. Way to go, South Korea.
You know who else didn't help us? Australia
Oh, yeah, Australia. Thanks a lot.
didn't help us. You know who else didn't help us? Japan. We got 50,000 soldiers in Japan to protect them from North Korea.
Well, I would have expected just a little more from Japan.
Well, he likes landing strips, apparently.
It's been an amazing
Of our farmers. We were going to get one of you. Was that in his
He
car?
likes this guy, I
until we
guess.
saw the dark side of the
He likes, well, whoever that guy is. First time I've ever heard of him. So Trump tweeted this after pretty much about like these guys being incompetent after he tweeted this about him being on the moon. This post of him being Jesus, healing a man. I don't know, who is that, Hunter? Is that Hunter Biden he's healing? Oh, he tweeted about Swalwell, investigating Swalwell. Did he delete his Pope tweet? No, check this tweet out. So he roasts Swalwell, which we'll get into. Swalwell, there's so many people, women, accusing him of being a deviant. He certainly looks like one. He's got that smile, those eyes when you see him interacting with people, I feel like. And he doesn't seem super intelligent all the times I've heard him speaking, whether he was on Cuomo or CNN, whenever he's doing an interview. He's not the brightest bulb, so I could see that he would get caught up in some pretty fairly easy, where other people probably cover their tracks a little bit better, you know. So scumbag seems like, you know, safe to say pretty much. I mean, everyone's innocent, but probably a scumbag. And Trump's capitalizing on that. But enough on that. We'll see some memes and stuff on X about that. It should be funny. But look what he posted about the Pope. This is kind of nuts. Pope Leo is weak on crime, terrible for foreign policy. He talks about fear of the Trump administration, doesn't mention fear of the Catholic Church. All other Christian organizations that had during COVID when they were arresting priests, ministers, everybody else for holding church services and even going outside. So he's roping in COVID into this, saying that they were COVID woke, probably. That's what he's getting at. Thought he was going to talk about the rapes and stuff of or the molestation and the child sex trafficking that they were accused of before. Even when going outside and being 10 or 20 feet apart. I like his brother Lewis much better than I like him. Is Lewis his brother from Chicago? Is this really his brother? Or is this because Lewis is all MAGA? He gets it, and Leo doesn't. I don't want a pope who thinks it's okay for Iran to have a nuclear weapon. I don't want a pope who thinks it's terrible that America attacked Venezuela. a country that was sending massive amounts of drugs into the United States, and even worse, emptying their prisons, including murderers, drug dealers, and killers, into our country. I don't want a pope who criticizes the president because I'm doing exactly what I was elected to do in a landslide, setting record low crime numbers and creating the greatest stock market in history. Leo should be thankful. As everyone knows, he was a shocking surprise. He was on anyone's list to be a pope and only was only put there by the church because he was an American. So Trump is saying that the Pope only got elected, all those popes only elected him because he's American. If I wasn't in the White House, Leo wouldn't be in the Vatican. Unfortunately, Leo's weak on crime, so he thinks he controlled the what was the movie that when they all get together and pick with the smoke conclave. Trump is the leader of the conclave apparently. Unfortunately, Leo's weak on crime, weak on nuclear weapons. Does not sit well with me, nor does the fact he meets with Obama sympathizers like Axelrod, a loser from the left, who is one of those who wanted churchgoers and clerics to be arrested. Leo should get his act together as Pope. Common sense, stop catering to the radical left. Focus on being a great Pope, not politician. It's hurting him very badly. More importantly, wow, hurting the Catholic Church. So that's what our President of the United States has said about the Pope. Congratulations to Paulo Costa. This guy's got one of the best Twitters. Him and Antonio Brown have the best Twitters in the world. They're fire, amazing. He also sells some drink, some supplement called the Super Drink or something like that. It's like an energy drink that's supposed to kind of have like fucking steroids in it or something. I don't know. That's what he's kind of implies. You have to order it like 3 weeks in advance. It's pretty hilarious. We can check it out. But it says, congratulations to Paulo Costa. I saw the fight. Great fight last night. But Trump was at the UFC in Miami. He will absolutely be a future champion. I think he has been a champion. I'm pretty sure he's on the downswing. It was great talking to him outside the ring after his big victory last night. Crazy. He congratulated Rory McIlroy as well, winning the Masters. That's huge. Good for Rory. Clowning on Bruce Springsteen. So he clowned on Springsteen, Tucker, Candace, Alex, um, Axelrod, the Pope. He is, and then he tweets out. I think these images are the most disturbing. This one, this not okay. There's gonna be a lot of people that are fucking pissed about this. It's not cool. And then this, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to build a Trump tower on the moon. So seems like that's probably in the cards at some point, you know? So let's hop over to Twitter and see what let's check out Costa so I can show you guys before I forget. I think I spelled it wrong. Is that it? How do you spell his name? Fuck, I hope it finds it. I just want to show you his page. Oh my God, I can't even spell, I guess. I want to show you that stupid drink. There it is. Paulo. Oh, okay. It's on his website. Fuck, that's what it is. Sweet juice? I think it's called sweet juice. Sweet juice. Pre-order sweet juice. Secret juice. 6 pack, $15 plus shipping. 8 to 10 weeks. Secret juice contains all your essential vitamins and minerals. I should get a code for if you purchase some from him. No, good for you, Paulo. But his Twitter's kind of funny. Let's see what he says. He says, "Thank you, Mr. President. High praise for me. Greatest conversation. Huge pleasure to meet you and fight in front of you. I won. Even Donald Trump was watching. Even Donald Trump was watching. Too handsome to fight. This is war." Next one. That's funny.
States was yesterday the capital of the United States was taken over by domestic terrorists.
Senator Lindsey Graham is calling for the prosecution of every person who breached the Capitol in D.C. during the pro-Trump riot Wednesday.
I'm calling for a joint task force to be assembled and spend all the time and money necessary to identify every person who breached the security of the Capitol, who occupied the chambers, who invaded offices and destroyed property.
Yeah, my question is about January 6th.
It wasn't peaceful. I was there. If it had been up to me, I would have shot some of these people in the head. Let me tell you why. They took over your Capitol. I don't care what the cause was. They destroyed the place.
With Republican Senator Lindsey Graham, Fanone described the assault officers faced. And Fanone writes Graham responded, "You guys should have shot them all in the head."
Yesterday, the Capitol.
This is Rex. I follow him. It's Rex Jones. He's Alex Jones' son. He's usually posts pretty decent stuff. He's got a show as well. I think it's called The Gray Area. With his partner, they do a pretty good job. So one day at a time. Soon. He's mocking Jesus. So this girl's I think she's a groyper. I don't know if she's a groyper, but I know she listens to Nick Fuentes. She got some of his merch. I kind of started following her because some of her posts are kind of interesting. She's a mouth-breathing imbecile. Breathing imbecile. Oh, I think she worked with Bannon's War Room. Her mom said, "It's fake news." No, Trump posted it himself. Trump posted an image portraying himself as Jesus Christ. I know, because you know why. You know why, though, right? He's mocking Jesus. This is North Korea level stuff. Yeah, it kind of is, actually. We look at I mean, yeah, it kind of is. Actually, Trump's is worse because he's healing. Like, look at this, right? I mean, yeah, he's up in the sun, right? Got his arm out. I don't see anyone where he's healing. But it's not, I mean, I get it. It's different. This is like propaganda, and then the Trump thing, he's just clowning. So, the Russian Times, Vance opposes claim to be Jesus. Vance opposes Trump claim to be Jesus. At real Candace Owens reposts Trump demonically possessed. This will be consequential for JD Vance. Breaking disgusting anti-Catholic rant. It's not good. It's not good, President Trump. It's not good. He's not acting very presidential. Trump said, "Yeah, there's fucking warplanes in it." And then these angels, what are they? These are like soldier angels with creepy. Russian Times, take it. Some of their posts, honestly, you have to take with a grain of salt. it's coming straight from the Russia propaganda machine, and a lot of it, their sources are not great. However, I'd say about 70% of it decent to good. So, global economy face shortages of critical goods within 10.
طلعت قبل الحرب باسبوعين، طلعت لعلاج يعني. هينا رجعنا لاولادنا الحمد لله. الغربه صعبه عن جد، البلاد رغم دمارها ورغم اللي فيها ورغم مساوئها ورغم كل شيء فيها، غزه لا يعلى عليها. غزه هي الوجود، هي الحياه.
الحمد لله خير اجتمعنا يا روح.
Governor Newsom trolling Vance a little bit. It says Alex Jones is live. Is he live or is that not true? He might be going live because of the Trump stuff. I think Trump's showing that he's like going through dementia, kind of. Or is this just a rerun of the InfoWars? Oh yeah, this is
what you're doing here. Oh, we don't.
Yeah, I watched that earlier. That was Harrison covering for 2 hours today, doing a pre-show to Alex's normal show, and then Alex had another guy fill in for him later. So, geez, the Swalwell stuff. Look at this video. This is supposed to be a prostitute or whatever, a call girl. She's wearing cheetah panties, and they're on a bed with a couple of guys.
Musk as a fascist at some point and alluded to him being a national security threat. Do you see that more of a national security threat, you sleeping with a Chinese spy, than transparency in the federal government? What are your thoughts on that? What are your thoughts on that? What's Fang Fang think of that? What are you doing?
Fang Fang.
I mean, what's fascistic about exposing government corruption? I mean, I know you're just at dinner now with a bunch of lobbyists. You know, they're buying you a bunch of booze, and you know that's awfully nice. I know you were talking about, you know, maybe finding somebody else because you only like to fuck people that are tens. I just heard that one too. So what do you think about that? Do you want to comment on any of it? Elon Musk is a national security threat, but you sleeping with a Chinese.
Four women are accusing Congressman Eric Swalwell with sexual misconduct, including a former staffer who says he raped her. The allegations against the prominent Democratic candidate for governor range from inappropriate messages and pictures to unwanted kissing and touching, and in one case, rape, from a woman we spoke to on camera in shadow to protect her identity due to professional retaliation concerns. She is a former Swalwell staffer. She says it began when she was 21 years old. There were two very serious sexual assault allegations. She made one in 2019 as a staffer, the other from 2024 when she left his office. She also described inappropriate messages and nude images with the congressman using Snapchat with disappearing messages. Now, after the first incident where she said she woke up in his hotel room.
What a scoundrel. Snapchat with disappearing messages. Is he, fuck, man. I don't even do that anymore. Maybe in like my early 20s, early to mid 20s, you know?
As a staffer, naked after a night of heavy drinking. She told us about what she says happened several years later in 2024 after she left his office. And I want to warn you, what you're about to hear is graphic.
I decided to ask him to meet me for a drink. And I did this because
Let me preface this by saying, jokes aside, well, not jokes aside, jokingly, I'm not if it sounds like he raped some of these women, that's horrible. And he used his position of power to basically grab the new intern, the new nanny, whoever, touch him however he wants. I mean, when you got power, you can do any of that stuff. It doesn't mean that you should do it, and you're hurting a lot of people. You know, let's say half of them are going to be whores regardless, or 80% of them are going to be whores regardless, but you're still making an impact on 20% of those women, ruining them forever, pretty much. But I was gonna make the joke that if if he just switches over to Republican, I feel like he might stand a chance with all this womanizing, you know. He just got to jump ship, and it actually, or he makes him a stronger Republican candidate, maybe one with balls. But no, he's too stupid, and he's probably a scumbag. just based on the research I've done and watching him over the last year and a half or two that I've seen him doing interviews and stuff. He just, something doesn't sit right about him.
I was so far removed from what had happened in 2019. I felt safe because I was established. I had a partner. I felt more secure that I could have a strictly professional relationship with this person. After that bar closed, we went to another. I went to the bathroom and I don't remember anything after that.
You don't remember anything?
I remember the next day. I can see flashes of that evening of him on top of me pushing him off, him grabbing me. It was a lot more aggressive. It was aggressive.
Did you say no?
Yes, I said no. In my flash that I can recall, I was pushing him off of me saying no.
And what did he do?
He didn't stop.
He didn't stop. And you woke up the next morning?
I woke up the next morning naked, alone in his hotel room. I, for a moment, didn't even know I was in his hotel room. That's how intoxicated I was. And I called my mom, the only person I could think that could help me.
Yeah, I didn't know how hard that would be to listen to. I should have, sometimes I shouldn't play stuff, I guess, but that was kind of hard to listen to. I believe that woman. She sounds genuine, and I'm not a guy that trusts women very at all, but she sounds kind of credible, which is probably why he's getting in trouble. I think that's his former teacher. He's trying to show respect. Trump says that U.S. Navy will blockade Strait of Hormuz after peace talks with Iran. Let's follow General Flynn. Let's see what he said. He hasn't. Okay, 7 hours ago. Where is the moral outrage? Christian children as young as 4 years old are being sold as sex slaves and worked to death in the Congo. That's so horrible. Let's just watch a little bit because otherwise no one sees this because it's just poor black people in Africa. But these are Christians and their children, and they're the weakest. They're the children and the women. And regardless of who you are, what you are on this planet, we are one team, Team Earth, Team Humanity, Team not fucking AI. And we especially as Christians, as Catholics, as whatever, we should not ignore these things. At least we can do is watch it so we know what's going on.
No, tunaomba kujitoa tu mnasema. Huyu mama imasaki yote unaona yuko hapa. Aisha kufungia watoto wake Mansaka asiende kabatufe. Mungu baadaye. Tikana kaje. Moja pia bongo. Tikana bote, ndio tuna bote. Tuna bote. Bote sema kama Mansaka bote bali. Ya bongo, bila ya bongo. Huyu mtu moya, huyu moya. Ya bongo. Ya bongo. Tofa na telefoni. Tofa na telefoni. Bafungule. Usifungule moya. Kwanza pole pole, unafilma pole pole. Na speed pole pole pole. Kwanza filma pole pole pole. Kama ujishe. Pole 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 pole. Hata ndio mbele. Kwanza kubatosha, kwanza kubatosha. Unafilma pole. Angalia haka even
Are you fucking kidding me?
Sema. Huyu ndio ngine sasa, huyu ndio riba. Kana chini. Mwe baba, hawa watoto walifanya nini? Mnaweka kumsaki. Mujibu walifanya nini? Mkale pale wote pale. Hapa toto wote waliingia masaki kwa nini? Mseme sasa. Mama. Nyumbani banani?
This is horrible. That's why I like General Flynn, because he posts what needs to be posted regardless sometimes. So was not expecting to see that. Pray for Christians in the Congo. Pray for even the non-Christians in the Congo. Pray for the people that are being victimized everywhere. Okay, let's see what's going on with this guy. So this is the new Masaji, just some guy named Roman Goffman. The new Masaji. Faces of evil. So there was reports that Netanyahu called Vance during the peace talks. After Vance talked to him, that's apparent. After Vance took Netanyahu's call, apparently that's when the talks fell apart. Or not fell apart, but that's where the major divide happened. Probably when he said, I will continue fighting and bombing them because of the nuclear material. It's probably what Netanyahu said. When in actuality, he needs this war so he doesn't get thrown in jail. He also needs this war so he can continue to expand the Jewish territory that they are trying to take in their accumulation of assets. Okay, here's a tweet we can probably read that might shed some light on the situation. Trump administration is highly tied to Israel's priorities. We are disappointed how the U.S. behaved. Netanyahu's call to Vance during the meeting shifted the focus from U.S.-Iran negotiations to Israel's interests. Yep, I could see that happening. That seems very true, or Abbas Agrachi said. The U.S. tried to achieve at negotiating table what it could not achieve through war. We came here in good faith. The press conference by Vance before he left in Pakistan was unnecessary. We are committed and prepared to safeguard our nation's sovereignty. JD Vance after receiving a call from Netanyahu to end negotiations and leave Pakistan. He lost some weight now. He's not as fat. Everyone knows he ain't shit, basically. Excuse me, what? Netanyahu called Vance during the meeting? Did Nick tweet it all this weekend? Okay. Talks to the Pope. Pope dies. Endorses Orban. Orban loses the election. Talks to Iran. Negotiations immediately fail. He said, LOL.
About what you're talking about.
Come on, Dan. Get with the times.
Yeah, I love Dan, but it's a little bit irritating when people that they're not really thinking about what you're talking about come in and start saying stuff like that. Because it's like, I've explained this over and over and over again. He's like, well, the Democrats aren't going to build anything. It's like, I know.
So it's pretty, I guess, taken as fact, confirmed, is that Netanyahu called Vance and Vance's behavior shifted. So
there's a lot of bad faith negotiation and a lot of bad faith, propaganda going on. I think this comes from a legitimate misunderstanding.
The
I think
Lego
the Iranians
stuff,
thought
maybe?
that the ceasefire included Lebanon, and it just didn't. We never made that promise. We never indicated that was going to be the case. What we said is that the ceasefire would be focused on Iran, and the ceasefire would be focused on America's allies, both Israel and the Gulf Arab states. Now, that said, the Israelis, as I understand it, again, I'm supposed to get a fuller report when I get on the plane, have actually offered to be...
That's from April 8th. Sorry, that's a little older. Check out his face. Everyone's talking about it because he's smiling. Because he knows that he screwed it up. So Kushner, Trump's son-in-law, Israel's agent, maybe. A lot of people are saying. Allegedly. This person said those two behind Vance are dogs of Netanyahu. That's pretty harsh, but maybe true, and it's looking more and more to be possibly true. As I feared, Trump did not give President Vance the power to negotiate on behalf of the U.S. or Israel, forcing him to call Trump 21 times in as many hours. Is that true? He called Trump 21 times. If the vice president had been given full authority to negotiate, he would have signed a peace deal right now, and it would be officially over. Trump's absolute the worst deal maker. Trump literally watched the UFC fight, and he literally had to call Trump 21 times. Netanyahu called too. Vance must feel humiliated. Yeah, it said that he called Trump 21 times and 12 times or 21 times. And I don't know, whatever it is, that's a lot of calls. Understandable, but taking the call from Netanyahu and then things going haywire. And we already saw this is Alex's post. Iran's diplomatic corps say Netanyahu and Kushner sabotage deal, place close attention expression on Kushner's face. It's from AJ, Alex Jones. Speaking of Alex, maybe we can discuss what he said about Melania today and Trump. He said that he had some revelations. Not relations, revelations. Let's see if we can find the clip.
If you think I've been coming after you, if you think that I'm trying to get clicks by attacking you so the Democrats that don't buy anything from me and don't like me want to put me in jail, if you think I've been on your ass, say one more thing out of your mouth. And Laura Loomer, send him this, okay? One more thing.
This is like
when I'm going through hell back in your ass because you were the lesser of two evils.
Or Friday.
And I'm going to show you how to cow eat the cabbage. Do one more thing.
That's my favorite.
You should be kissing my ass. But instead, you shit all over me and rub it in. Okay.
Oof. He did shit.
I'm a Christian, but I ain't Christ-like, okay? And I hate the Democrats, I hate the left, I hate the WF, I hate the globalists so much that I've sat here and put up with crap, you not defending me, you letting Todd Blanche kill the investigations, what the DOJ and CIA did to me and my family, and I just said, high road, don't really talk about it, I'll take it for the greater good. But there's only so far that I can take it. Go ahead, say one more thing about me. Go ahead and attack me one more time. And you'll find out. Because
So this is, I believe this was on Friday's broadcast. This is before the video that I'm going to try to find, the clip, see if we can find it. I'm sure Alex posted it, of his rant yesterday, Saturday, where he basically doubles down, comes full out and says it. Melania and Trump are not together anymore. Trump is very upset, and that's why he attacked him. The day he attacked Trump, or the day he attacked Alex, Candace, and them, was the same day that Melania came out, talked about the Epstein stuff, and apparently Alex is saying that's what sent him over the edge. But he's been attacking everybody, so.
Nowhere to hit you. Leave me alone. I don't want to be at your Mar-a-Lago, your tuxedos, bunch of parrots posing. I'm not looking for government contracts. I've never asked for anything. Ed Martin contacted me and said incredible evidence of the government attacking you. They had all the proof. The DOJ funding the lawsuits, rigging it all, and he's a great guy. And then Todd Blanche kills it and then calls me a kook and says I don't deserve to have my rights defended. And I'm in civil rights lawsuits. You know, that's fine. I didn't blame Trump. I just said, okay, I'll take it. But I will not take any more of your crap. I have taken your betrayals, your narcissism, the open kleptocratic insider trading that is just wholesale in your administration. I've mentioned it, but said, yeah, it's just par for the course now. But I'm not looking for a fight, but if you want one, you came to the right place. Does Alex Jones bluff? No, I don't. You think I'm intimidated by you, Trump?
Sunday's show was pretty good. Harrison covered, and then he had this other guy covering the other 2 hours for him.
Or is one of his supplements.
That's 21 minutes. We're not going to watch that.
So there you have it, Donald Trump says. The meeting went well. Most points were agreed to, but the only point that really mattered, nuclear, was not. Effective immediately.
I want to get to the stuff Alex said about Trump and Melania.
Like I said, it would happen 3 days ago.
It might have just been his podcast, but oh no, it'll be in here. It was before this Bilderberg stuff. Trump or the Bilderberg conference just happened yesterday, and the other reporter guy was there. Dan Dix. He's the guy that was in Mexico when the cartel stuff started breaking out. But this is it. Why does it say 26 hours? Here, okay, let's see if we can hear some of this, but it says 32 minutes. We're not going to obviously watch the entire 32 minutes. It's too long. All right, let's see what we can find the gold in these 32 minutes. We'll fast forward through some of it. Come on, Alex, you gotta be better.
Of Epstein abuse of his victim.
So this is Melania. I believe it was Thursday or Friday when she came out and did this speech. Okay, so we're going to play this at 1.25 speed, and we're going to jump around a bit, pause it, talk about the key stuff.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein?
My name has never appeared in court documents, depositions, victim statements, or FBI in interviews surrounding the Epstein matter.
And are people still talking about this guy, this creep?
I call on Congress to provide the women who have been victimized by Epstein with a public hearing specifically centered around the survivors.
So this is a Democrat hoax that never ends.
Give these victims their opportunity to testify under oath in front of Congress with the power of sworn testimony.
I know it's a hoax. It's started by Democrats. It's all been a big hoax. It's perpetrated by the Democrats. And some stupid Republicans and foolish Republicans fall into the net.
So the big takeaway is she's just contradicted Trump. She's saying investigate it, bring it all out, no more cover-up in the full 6-minute speech at the White House. And then the next logical question is, because I've heard about this for a long time, but I never brought it up because I wasn't covering up corruption. I get lots of information. So if there was something corrupt, I would cover it. Even though I want Trump to overall succeed, lesser two evils, all that, I still have a moral responsibility. Once you start, oh, I'm going to cover that up because it's overall better, I don't do that. But if it's about him and marital problems and Melania that I've been hearing about for 10 years from people very close, what's that do? It's just a...
Okay, and there he's dropping the first hint. He's talking about marital problems. He's saying that he's known about it for 10 years, Melania and Trump. He said, if anything, he kind of covered for that, but he said there's no need to bring it out to light. But he's showing those clips saying Melania's bringing it out to light. Melania's done. So that's where he's going to go. He kind of goes nuclear. I thought this was going to catch a lot more, maybe because it was on the Saturday, maybe because it's Alex Jones. Some people don't take him seriously. I love Alex. I think everyone should understand what he says. He does things. He is a comedian as well. But all right, let's let him continue.
It's just social stuff. I'm not going to do it. But because it's tied to Epstein cover-up and her breaking, then I am going to cover it. Because I thought about it, made some calls, got some calls. So because I put that report out when it happened, live, and then we posted within an hour, that clip went super viral, tens of millions of views, everywhere. Jones says Melania's leaving him. I didn't say that. I said, is she getting ready to? But the headlines are, Jones says Melania Trump's leaving him. No, I said, is she? And then laid out my facts. But they didn't show that in little clips on CNN and ABC News. They just showed like a 10-second clip of me saying, is she about to leave? Notice, didn't say leaving. So then I start getting contacts from people. And then I reach out to folks as well to confirm what my contacts told me that were mid-level. These are high-level. And it was this. Yes, Melania despises him. She has for years. She's got a financial deal with him. They've not been together for years, which I already knew. And she basically has already left him. Well, confirm what my contacts told me that were mid-level. These are high-level. Well, confirm what my...
Bombshell right here. These 8 seconds. Bombshell.
Contacts told me that were mid-level. These are high-level. And it was this. Yes, Melania despises him. She has for years. She's got a financial deal with him. They've not been together for years, which I already knew. And she basically has already left him. And yes, she's pissed off about the Epstein thing. And the fact that behind the scenes, the Israel lobby and others that blackmailed Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky stuff, that's confirmed. That not just for her, because nothing she did for the evidence we have, but Howard Lutnick, who did go to the island, lied about a bunch of others, that Trump, as he said, is protecting his friends. And she's like, I'm not part of this cover-up. I'm not involved. I'm separating myself from the cover-up. And so I asked people, I said, is she leaving?
Huge. So there, Alex basically says that his sources that he has, keep in mind, has deeply entrenched sources. For example, yesterday, him and Roger Stone, or a couple days ago, him and Roger Stone, that interview, they came out and said Roger Stone is one of his sources. Roger Stone talks to Trump a lot. So he's got different people. He's got people in the administration that tell him things, apparently. And this has been widely known. So pretty huge.
When they're like, well, she's been talking about that for years. But she basically has a monetary deal, and for face saving for the country, she's put up with it. And so I don't want to get in Trump's personal business, but this is national business because of the Epstein thing, the Mossad, the blackmail, all of it. So that's the facts. So my sources didn't say, no, we think she's leaving. We don't know. They said she basically already left years ago, and they just have a monetary agreement, and they just save face for the family and all the rest of that. That's classic European or East European stuff. You're not making a big deal about stuff. Kind of a European marriage where you're still married, but dad's got a girlfriend and mommy's got a boyfriend. And we even so the reason that's important is as soon as that happened, Trump within an hour attacked me, Tucker Carlson. It looks like Levin word for what he said before about me. 76, but I supported MAGA. 70, exposing the bad actors so it doesn't get even worse. So they didn't and try to switch out the New World Order globalists. It was the neocons lying and saying she was about to quit. Can't go public, and they can tell the stuff I'm about to give you is not from Roger Stone, and that's on my children, because he didn't give me this information, and they think Roger's my main source. He's just one of my sources, as he confirmed yesterday. Obviously, known that for years. So I have super high-level sources. I knew 30 minutes before it broke that Trump made a peace deal or a ceasefire 3 or 4 nights ago because I got a call from people in the operation in Budapest through the Pakistanis talking to him. And so that deal that the Iranians put forward, that Trump later said, oh, I didn't really sign on to that. No, that was the deal. And then Israel struck and did attacks to derail the deal. And then Trump said, now he's tearing that up. Now they've reclosed the Strait of Hormuz, which I predicted that morning after that it would happen. That was my own analysis. So again, this is the real world here. You're actually getting what's going on inside by people that can't speak out publicly, or Trump would go thermonuclear because he's beyond grumpy old man at this point. But we're trying to save the president. We're trying to get him back on track. Even if we don't trust him and we're, quote, done with him, we're not just going to turn him over to the neocons in Israel and the globalists. We're going to spotlight this, and nobody can debate that. Nobody can say that's not the right thing to do. There's a spin that I'm groveling and I'm on the Trump train. If I don't just give up and disengage, that's the opposite. It's like you're playing a football game. You got to keep fighting. And we're actually winning, hearts and minds, but not the policy. Though we got to back off total war, but we haven't won the total policy yet. So obviously, I'm sitting there, and we go to break. So we go on air. They go, yeah, she's already talking. I say, back it up a minute, and we all watch it together, live, or take like 1 minute or so.
I think I was at the gym. I was at the gym listening to Alex when the Melania kind of surprise press conference started. We cut to it. I fucking pause it. I put it on my video on my phone, and I'm watching it at the gym. This moment Alex is describing.
And I'm on tape. It's just obvious to say. I'm like, she's totally contradicting Trump. We'll play a clip in a moment. He said, you're not MAGA, you're a Democrat operative, you're an idiot, you're low IQ if you talk about this. Here's his wife, not just saying, okay, there's this email to Ghislaine Maxwell a year before I met Trump.
Giving even more of her credence. The first lady is basically saying Epstein files are definitely need investigation, whereas Trump is calling it all fake news, which is just crazy. And then he's posting pictures of himself as Jesus and talking shit on the Pope on Sunday night, joking about war. This is ridiculous.
But I never did anything with them, and I'm not saying that's the case. Before I investigated, I believe her. But she's all socializing with them. Oh, so great in Palm Springs. Can't wait, hang out with you again. Great. You're so beautiful, Ghislaine Maxwell, and in the magazine you're in. She's just a supermodel going around. And I said at the end of it, I said, oh my God, is she about to leave Trump? Because she is literally going against everything he said. Then I said, does Trump know this is the case? 2 hours later, Trump makes a statement. He's asked for the press. You pull it up, type in the headline. Don't believe anything I say. Just type it yourself. Donald Trump didn't know anything about Melania's televised Epstein remarks. God, the crew pulled that with me telling him instantly. In 2 seconds? How'd you do that, guys? You got a time machine? Didn't know I was going to say that. Donald Trump tells reporter he didn't know anything about Melania's televised Epstein remarks before she went live. There's video of that. So when I saw that, I went, okay, wow. Is this Melinda Gates, now Melinda French, back to her maiden name, the same thing she did getting away from Bill because of the Epstein stuff and all of it? Here, so the big takeaway is she's just contradicted Trump. She's saying investigate it, bring it all out, no more cover-up in the full 6-minute speech at the White House. And then the next logical question is, because I've heard about this for a long time, but I never brought it up because I wasn't covering up corruption. I get lots of information. So if there was something corrupt, I would cover it. Even though I want Trump to overall succeed, lesser two evils, all that, I still have more responsibility. Once you start, oh, I'm going to cover that up because it's overall better, I don't do that. But if it's about him and marital live, and then we post it with him, but because it's tied to Epstein cover-up and her breaking, then I am going to cover it. Because I wasn't covering up corruption. I get lots of information. So if there was something corrupt, I would cover it. Even though
So Alex was just kind of here. He's basically saying why he hasn't necessarily covered the marriage stuff between Trump and Melania. Basically saying, that's not stuff I should be talking about if it's not newsworthy. But now he's saying how it's basically when it's tied to the Epstein thing, I mean, you got to talk about it. And she's breaking. If the Epstein thing is causing her to break from Trump publicly like that, make a statement without him knowing about, he's basically alluding to now it's a news story, which is why he's saying that they are not together.
I want Trump to overall succeed, lesser two evils, all that. I still have more responsibility. Once you start, oh, I'm going to cover that up because it's overall better, I don't do that. But if it's about him and marital problems and Melania that I've been hearing about for 10 years from people very close, what's that do? It's just social stuff. I'm not going to do it. But because it's tied to Epstein cover-up and her breaking, then I am going to cover it because I thought about it, made some calls, got some calls. So because I put that report out when it happened, live, and then we posted within an hour, that clip went super viral, tens of millions of views, everywhere. Jones says Melania's leaving him. I didn't say that. I said, is she getting ready to? But the headlines are, Jones says Melania Trump's leaving him. No, I said, is she, and then laid out my facts. But they didn't show that in little clips on CNN and ABC News. Despises him. She has for years. She will confirm what my contacts told me that were mid-level. These are high-level. And it was this. Yes, Melania despises him. She has for years. She's got a financial deal with him. They've not been together for years, which I already knew. And she basically has already left him. And yes, she's pissed off about the Epstein thing and the fact that behind the scenes, the Israel.
Hey, honestly though, Trump knows that it was only a matter of time. I mean, what does he have? Is this his fourth wife, third or fourth wife? I've only got one ex-wife, but I was with my high school girlfriend for like 7, 8, 9 years, I think. We didn't even get married, and then I got married after. So basically, we all go through 3, 4, 5 women in our life, but pretty crazy.
And others that
they're not yours, right? It's just your turn.
Blackmailed Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky stuff, that's confirmed. That not just for her, because nothing she did for the evidence we have, but Howard Lutnick, who did go to the island, a lot about a bunch of others, that Trump, as he said, is protecting his friends. And she's like, I'm not part of this cover-up. I'm not involved. I'm separating myself from the cover-up. And so I asked people, I said, is she leaving? When they're like, well, she's been talking about that for years. But she basically has a monetary deal, and for face saving for the country, she's put up with it. And so I don't want to get in Trump's personal business. This is national business because of the Epstein thing, the Mossad, the blackmail, all of it. So that's the facts. So my sources didn't say, no, we think she's leaving. We don't know. They said she basically already left years ago, and they just have a monetary agreement, and they just save face for the family and all the rest of that. That's classic European or Eastern European stuff. You're not making a big deal. Distractionary stuff. Not backing to end the Israel. There's nothing about Iran that sued me.
So I didn't cover this because I haven't streamed since then, but this was Trump's attack on Tucker, Megyn Kelly, Candace, Alex, nut jobs, troublemakers. And he crushed Alex. I feel like the worst. He said that he deserved to lose his fortune. And the way someone else said it, you're basically, all Trump cares about is money and fortune and fame. And he's saying that Alex deserved to lose his fortune, his inheritance. You know how much Trump does to make sure his kids can have all the world's money that he steals from every country and the American people? Well, he basically said that Alex Jones corrupted himself and his family financially because of his dumb actions. Like, it's pretty fucked up insult.
And others that ran it. And Levin has word for word said the things that Trump said in that. We know Levin writes post for him. I even know from Pentagon sources that Levin sends it as soon as 100%. Batman really his, as they know.
Who have been victimized by Epstein.
Yeah. So that's that. Is this a new? Oh no, he said Trump finished what's little is left of Iran. Israeli forces bomb Lebanon. People, Newsom's response. Oh, that's, man, I don't think I have any good things saved on here, but wow, that's cold, man. And like Joe Kent, no one's talking about Joe Kent anymore, but I mean, we had some real Americans that are, Suleiman, look what he posted. The Epstein files on the moon. This is hilarious.
Everybody, it's time for going. It's time for real Christians and Muslims. Everybody, it's time for going to unite. Do you get it now? Do you understand that the enemy is not Muslims? Do you understand that the terrorists are not Muslims? Do you understand?
Sneeko is dramatic and he does it for clicks, but he's popular.
Do you see Trump depicting himself as God?
He's not wrong here. I'm not saying he's always that way. I think that's the way he's portrayed, so I should just rephrase that. But he's very passionate about everything all the time, which is a lot.
Is he putting his hands on Jeffrey Epstein? This looks like Epstein. Trump is committing the greatest sin you could possibly commit. Trump is disrespecting the Pope. And then he posts on Sunday, right after he said, praise be to Allah. Right after, on Easter Sunday, he says, praise be to Allah, open up the effing strait. He disrespects the Pope a week later and then depicts himself as Jesus, as God.
Whenever he got in trouble, he would head back to abortion and the evangelical movement. That he understood them to be like his rock. And so you're gonna see him looking for his rock again. But the problem for a lot of these Fox hosts is that the Fox audience is made up, non-trivially of people who like Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly. Like they like these people too. So now they're going to have some audience capture problem. So they're not going to be able to just lockstep defend Donald Trump, or they're going to lose audience. They're going to have to make some space for this criticism of Trump.
Pentagon boss, urgent call from Netanyahu to fillet donkey. Oh, this is SNL.
You get an urgent call from the Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, who truly is one of the greatest men of this or any age.
Bingo.
Damn
I don't want to show this because I'll probably... Oh, a 2013 skit?
straight. Damn straight. And he says to you,
2013.
it is vital to Israel's security that you go on national television that night and perform oral sex on a donkey.
Oral sex on a donkey?
That's right. That's right. Would you do that for Israel?
Senator, with all due respect, why would the security of Israel
Excuse me,
depend on...
Senator, if it's all right with you, I'll ask the questions here. Now remember, the survival of Israel is at stake. Would you fillet that donkey?
I don't think so.
Then I regret to say, Senator, I cannot support your confirmation.
Hey, I'll do it for Israel. Bring me the donkey.
For Israel, I do it in a second.
You get an urgent call from the Prime Minister.
That's funny. Suleiman's a little extreme. He's definitely all Iran. I think he's Iranian or Pakistani or something. He lives in the UK, but he has good updates sometimes. It's a new Lego movie.
Yeah.
Let me just say, I don't like posting propaganda or anything like that. This is a Lego movie. If it gets to whatever, I'll probably cut it off. So
they failed at the talks. Now they want to blockade the strait.
Hormuz hustle. Hormuz hustle. You wanna blockade us? We already run the muscle. Blockade our blockade. Go ahead, try your luck. You scared to come close? Keep running. What the fuck? Talks fell apart. Now you screaming blockade, but we already control the flow. We set the rate. Every ship pays toll or stays away from the gate. You threaten to stop us? Boy, you're way too late. Gas prices rising. Your allies in panic mode while we sit back laughing. Y'all digging your own hole. You talk real big, but your Navy stays far. Scared of our mines and missiles. That's who you are. Hormuz hustle. Hormuz hustle. You wanna blockade us? We already run the muscle. Blockade our blockade. Go ahead.
this one's not as good. I'm speeding it up.
Keep running. What the fuck?
What happened to boots on the ground? Where's the invasion? You talk so tough, now you're hiding in hesitation. You begged for ceasefire, then ran back to threats. Couldn't handle the table, so you're making new plans. We're still waiting for those boots. You promised to send. Come on, Donnie, bring 'em, we'll give you the welcome you deserve in the end. Keep bluffing, keep running, keep playing pretend.
Hormuz is ours. You just lost again. Sacred defense. We control the flow. Boots on the ground.
RT has something new. Katie Porter, what did she put? The allegations against Congresswoman Swalwell are horrifying. I'm thinking the courageous women who have come forward to share their stories. We believe you and stand with you. Katie Porter is an alleged domestic abuser who poured scalding potatoes on her ex-husband's head. Yeah, women are like that too. So can't Newsom just fucking run again? He's probably not going to be president. Or can't he just win until he can be president? Trump post, he's Jesus. Holy heels with warplane.
Of us, very afraid of us. And he's explained it to me a lot of times. I got to know him very well. I know him very well. NATO's a paper tiger. NATO is us. And when we needed them, but we didn't need them, by the way. We didn't need them, obviously, because they haven't helped at all. Just the opposite. They've actually gone out of their way not to help. Putin's not afraid of NATO. Putin's afraid of us, very afraid of us.
Don't do the wars and get prices down.
Good point.
So instead, he did a war that drove up prices. But yes, you're going to see it in the way that while your money used to make it maybe towards to the third or fourth week of the month, now by like the second week of the month, you're like, Jesus. It's happening pretty fast. It's like taking a little while to really hit hard, but it's happening, and it's going to be unmistakable. Everyone's going to ask, like, what happened?
This is great. The real mission, the Epstein files. Oh my God, that's funny. And then just to touch on the UFC jump, Trump just posted this meme. Yeah, he's lost it in just 5 years, I guess. All right, we're nearing the end of the stream. I did want to talk about UFC. Yesterday there was a great fight. What's that guy's name? I don't know, but he's gonna fight Derek Lewis. Let's see if I can find Derek Lewis. I think that's how he spells it. Maybe not. He's gonna fight heavyweight fight. Hokit. Hokit had the fight of the night last night. There was 2 really great fights. But Dana White announced that he got Derek Lewis versus Josh Hokit on the White House card. That is going to be epic. Those guys are just gonna punch the hell out of each other.
Derek, the president just asked me why you're not on the card. Do you want to fight on the White House, Lewis? I said, Derek, the president just asked me why you're not on the card. Do you want to fight on the White House card? And he goes, of course I do. Tell the president, thank you, I want to do it. Then the Hokit card plays out, the fight plays out. He beats the number 5 ranked guy in the world, and Joe Rogan says, is there still room on the White House card? We went back and talked to him. Hokit versus Derek Lewis was just added to the White House card in the last 10 minutes. President Trump built half of that fight, and Rogan built the other half. Both guys have accepted and agreed for the fight, so we're adding one more to the White House. Hokit versus Derek Lewis. Pretty badass how that played out organically during the...
I can't believe they're still doing it, but that fight should be the main event. That's going to be something I really want to see. This is Joe finding out. That's funny. His face, he's like, what? In 2 months? I give Hokit credit for accepting that fight because that's short notice to fight this guy who's 1 punch away at any point after fighting that fight that he fought. Let's see if we can show any of his this is 15 minutes though, but it's honestly too great of a fight to not see. Is there just compilation of him of the brawl? I mean, these guys just
destroyed right now. The wrong one. Hokit has energy because he's so much faster than Curtis.
Anyway, I don't want to play the whole thing and get my video taken down right away for that. But you guys got to watch it if you haven't seen it.
And P.S. Brittany Griner is a man. I think we.
All right, one last check. Make sure nothing crazy. Leaked insider view of what went down at the negotiation table. We have all the cards. Checkmate. Al Jazeera. Let's see what they got to say. All right, folks. I think that's it. Thanks for joining the stream today. We'll try to stream every day, if not at least every 2 days, and we'll try to give you guys a regular time. You know, if anything crazy happens, you know, I'll hop on. Some days nothing happens. Tomorrow is Monday. There's a market day. It's open. Who knows? Trump's been pretty calm during the week sometimes, but he kind of went batshit tonight with the Jesus stuff. So we shall see, folks. But take care. Thanks for joining me for monitor the situation. I'm AJ. Have a wonderful night. Take care.